That's literally what you're doing in college sports now. You're rooting for clothes.
All right, Mike, we have hammered on the NCAA's, segment after segment, and specifically football.
Minor league sports.
Yeah, minor league. Yeah, NCAA, not men's, it's NCAA minor leagues. But we are here to bring a salvaging idea of how do you turn around and bring back the game of football into something that's at least interesting to watch. And here is the idea. Mid-major teams, group of 5 teams, this is what you do. Go put out an RFP. If you put out an RFP for joint recruiting, and then you have a shared pool of candidates that, one, start at your program at the group of 5 teams, and then have right of first preference in the transfer portal, that's the way that you get this back on track, Mike. Now, look at it. If you start pooling resources for recruiting, what's the win-win? One, you have a training environment, which is still a D1 program, right? And then 2, you have interest from major revenue sharing programs that you could, or major programs that you could potentially revenue share with.
Yeah.
And pull in these group of 5, teams that are going to be struggling financially, especially after some of these most recent settlements. I mean, I don't understand how, 1, they compete, or 2, they stay even solvent in the current NCAA environment, but this is a way to get yourself out there. Group of 5 teams, I'm telling you right now, this is the way you do it if you want to stay relevant and also not go bankrupt, because that's what's floating most of your athletic budgets anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, Dirk. In fact, it's probably a reasonable solution. Like, the only way that we're going to get there is similar to, like the European soccer leagues. You're not going to have every team that's currently in what was once Division I football be in that top division anymore. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense for a bunch of MAC and Mountain West teams to be on the same playing sphere as the SEC and Big Ten of what it's become, the 2 super mega conferences. It makes no sense, and it's not going to be competitive. Here's my problem inherently still, Dirk. I still have absolutely no incentive to care about college football when it was always predicated on the pride, the tradition, the passion. There is no tradition, there is no whatever when your players are jumping program to program every year. There is no loyalty.
This could keep it streamlined. Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter how you do it, but at least you could keep some type of streamlined, this is where the recruits come from and go in. It's like a shared organization. Hell, it might even increase the viewership or the market ratings of some of these teams, right? Where, if most of the program's recruits are coming from Wyoming, going to Texas, right? Shared culture, shared environment. 1, it improves the programs, but then 2, I want to go watch the guys that were just like, if Josh Allen went then to Texas and played instead of Clinton Ewers at Texas, right? Wyoming fans are going to start watching Texas. Now, you're not picking up a huge market share, but you're picking up more, right? And I think this is the only environment where I say, if it's not going to be based off tradition, if it's not going to be based off of all the things you were talking about, which you have valid points, instead of being a no man and just saying, let's just put the bomb on this, we're being yes men and trying to find solutions here at BFSN.
It's something. It's something. I'm still saying, Dirk, there's this bit Jerry Seinfeld does back in, I don't know, it's like in the earlier seasons of Seinfeld where he's talking about professional sports and how players change teams so much you're basically rooting for clothes. That's literally what you're doing in college sports now. You're rooting for clothes. It's not even, it's not even rooting for the university or the institution because they're not like student athletes anymore.
Are they even students?
I don't know.
Are the graduate assistants still doing their homework?
I have no idea what goes on anymore, but it is the literal epitome of what Seinfeld was talking about. Like, at least in pro sports, you have players on long-term deals to where there is, continuity with the franchise. Pat Mahomes is going to be the face of the Chiefs franchise for a long time, maybe his entire career. There is way more, Taylor Swift, yes. Yeah, there's way more loyalty and tradition in the NFL than there is in college sports anymore. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.